This day in history in 5 minutes or less. This is episode 5, and I'm really excited about my guest today. So I'm joined by Mike CowboyFly Carter. He's a Memphis-based comic. Cowboy, how's it going?
Going pretty good. How's your day going?
It's going really good. You have a regular mic that you run there in Memphis, right? That you'd like more people to come out to?
Yes, we got open mic at Chuckles on Tuesdays, and I also run a mic at Salt Bistro. It's every third Wednesday of the month. So yeah, those
That's
are
awesome. Well, definitely you guys are going to want to check out his shows and everything, and we'll put a link to the mic so that you can come out and if you're a comic, try your hand at comedy or just come see some local comedy there in Memphis. All right, we're going to jump into our topic. We're covering May 1st, 1866. The Memphis race riots begin. For people who aren't familiar with this, I'm actually going to link a slightly longer YouTube video that just goes into an overview of the Memphis race riots. But essentially, this is coming just a year after the Civil War ended. And over a 3 day time span, 46 black and 2 white people were killed in Memphis because what they were essentially trying to do is to take advantage and take control of the citizenship rights that they were afforded through the finalization and the end of the Civil War. Now, one thing that this did do, the reports of these atrocities did influence the passage of our 14th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. The 14th Amendment gives us equal protection under the law, due process, and the citizenship privileges and immunity clauses. So there were some influences for sure that came out of this. But what we want to kind of jump in today a little bit are just kind of the race relations that are in Memphis right now and kind of what's going on in the city. So, Cowboy, you're born and raised Memphis, right?
yep. All my life.
All your life. So, being a comedian and being an entertainer and performer in Memphis, I'm sure you work with and deal with, interact with people of all races, nationalities, creeds, all of that. So, what are some areas where you've really seen, maybe even since you were a kid and grown up in Memphis, positive change in race relationships?
Well, for one, I've noticed it's more integration within like different neighborhoods. Like for a minute when I was younger, it was still kind of segregated, like not on paper, but white people live here, black like it was segregation, but it's way more integrated now though. Since I've become an adult, I have noticed it.
Now, I know one thing because you and I just hung out and performed in Memphis together, and we were at the Good Vibes Comedy Festival in Memphis. And one of the things we kind of talked a little bit about are just like the stigmas around race and interracial relationships in Memphis and all throughout the South. Can you share some of like your personal experiences with that and things that you've seen where that still becomes an issue?
Yeah, it's like because I've been in an interracial relationship myself, and it's you still see people looking weird, like it's foreign to be in an interracial relationship. So that just goes to show you kind of some of what the mentality still is with certain people. And I also too want to add that another influence behind the race riot movement was that also was like there was a moment that put the battery in the back to push other moments like the civil rights movement.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Now, how are things between, specifically in your space like black and white comics in Memphis? Like how do you feel like there's a big separation? Do you feel like there's a community because at the end of the day you're all comedians? Where do you find that?
It is slight separation. It is slight separation. Honestly, we have what some people might call the black rooms, and but that's just a thing amongst the entertainers. It's like not a thing like okay, I'm not going to see this show because it's the black room, but it is small separation. I mean, you got some people that can work on either sides of it, but it's a thing.
Yeah, there does seem to be like a big push in Memphis and in the comedy scene, especially just to grow it. Do you find like race doesn't become a part of that conversation and it's everybody kind of pitching in together, or do you see a lot of positives coming out of like that plan or that desire to grow the comedy scene?
I mean, yeah, just hearing the dialogue being created though, that I am seeing growth within the scene. But just the conversation alone is showing growth, but you kind of see more integration on the scene too.
I like it. Awesome. Well, one question that all of our guests get asked is if you could go back in time and kill anybody, apart from Hitler, because it's not a very creative answer. Who you killing? Who you taking out?
I'm gonna go with Christopher Columbus.
Oh yeah, I agree with that 1,000%. Fuck Columbus.
Fuck that guy.
Not fuck that guy. He's the worst. I don't even know why we still talk about him in schools and we still act like he discovered a place that was already inhabited. I don't know why that's a thing, and I don't know why we talk about him and don't talk about genocide. I don't know. That's just my personal feelings.
As a
Yeah,
holiday,
fuck that guy.
got a holiday.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, y'all. Well, this has been another episode of This Day in History in 5 minutes or less, and we'll see you back for our next episode next Wednesday. Thank you. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate you.